He's not doing it because he wants that.
Professional, but there's people who have like gotten married from meeting each other on set. Like, so I don't know.
Or people who've
like,
got married from having an interview with them.
Yeah.
See, the reason why you have an issue
I
with
hear
that
what you're saying.
is the exact same reason guys have an issue.
Yeah, but the difference is like you're like kissing another woman, you're maybe in bed with another woman, whatever you're doing. I'm not doing that. I'm sitting probably opposite a celebrity, interviewing them about...
Yo guys, welcome back to another episode on my channel. I'm sitting in the spot, which means I have a great conversation lined up for you today. I wouldn't bring the conversation to you if I didn't know it was going to be great. On this channel, we like to have open conversations and find out, what works for us to attract the kind of thing that we're looking for. So without further ado, please welcome Sukaina. Am I pronouncing that right?
I love the way you said my name as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sukaina?
Yeah, because not a lot of people know how to say it. Yeah,
Okay.
Sukaina.
Sukaina.
Yeah.
Is that your full name?
Yeah, that's my full name.
Where's it from?
It's Arabic, so I'm Moroccan.
Okay.
And I think it means peace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's ask her boyfriend if she's bringing the peace. So what I like to start with is first tell us your age or age range if you don't want to tell us your actual age.
Okay.
And then I know you're in a relationship, but what would be one thing a guy has to know about you if he wanted to ask you out on a date?
Oh, that's a good question, Okay, well, I'm 28. I just turned 28 on Valentine's Day.
Born on Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah. So I'm at that age now where I feel like I have to start hiding my age a little bit.
Nah. No. You're still in your 20s.
It's just in my head, maybe.
Yeah, it's just in your head. You're still in your 20s. You're fine.
Yeah. One thing that the guys should know about me is that I am a very career-driven woman.
Okay.
And I have chosen a very unique career.
What do you do? Tell us.
I'm an entertainment showbiz journalist, red carpet host, and TV presenter.
Okay.
And most of my days are spent on red carpets, at events. I'm always mixing and mingling with people and socializing. Like, I would say I'm definitely a social butterfly.
Sure.
And a lot of men are intimidated by that. Like, it's quite sad. I don't know why.
As in you tell them you're like a event journalist.
Yeah.
And they're like,
Yeah, it's like I'll say I have to go to this event today, and they just get really weird about it, or they're not happy, or they're like, oh, you're around guys too much, and it suddenly becomes a problem for them.
What do you think it is? Why do you think they maybe have a bit of an issue with it?
Well, I feel like it's maybe because I am around men. But then I'm around women too as well. Like, I'm just around human beings.
Do you date women though?
I don't date. No, I don't.
So he doesn't care.
Straight. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like, it's hard for me because the way I see it is I like basically, what's the word? Like, I try to separate my professional life with my personal life.
Sure.
So for me, going to those red carpets and interviewing that celebrity or sitting on a couch with Brad Pitt and having a laugh with him, that is professional for me. Like, that's part of my career. Like, as a journalist, I'm there to make the person I'm interviewing feel comfortable.
Yes.
It's part of my image. It's what I'm trying to portray. Like, I'm a TV presenter. I have to be charismatic. I have to, make people feel comfortable. So I don't really understand it when a man says to me that, I don't like that, or I don't agree with that, or I think that's wrong, because for me, it's work. It's professional.
Of course. I think it's a bit much to say if he thinks it's wrong, but some guys may just have a preference. So you're saying you've never, ever, ever dated anyone in your industry ever?
No.
Never?
Never.
Wow.
No.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, never. I've always gone for maybe people in finance or like
is that intentional?
Corporate world.
As in, like, you've stayed cleared from people in your industry? Is that intentional?
No.
Just never happened.
Just never happened. They've never really gravitated towards me. Or maybe they have and I've never really...
Do you have a celebrity crush?
I did used to love Justin Bieber, but I've grown out of that phase now.
Okay.
I've grown out that phase long time ago.
When he got married, she's like, damn, he's off the market.
Yeah.
I can't get him anymore.
Yeah. Maluma, maybe?
Okay. What do you think of Jason Momoa?
Not my type.
I'm so surprised.
Yeah.
I thought he's like a
I know, everyone loves
Aquarian
him.
god.
I know. And I'm an Aquarius as well.
You see?
Yeah.
So you're saying if you never... So, sorry, who's your celebrity crush?
Maluma?
Maluma. Okay. So you're saying like back when you were single, if
Yeah.
you interviewed him and he was like, hey, I'd really like for us to like hang out, like just over a drink, just to get to know you a bit better. Are
Oh
you
my
telling me you would say no?
God.
Would you say no? Or would you say yes? Be honest.
Oh my God. If I was single,
Yes.
yeah, I'd probably go for a drink with him, get to know him.
That's why guys have an issue with it.
Oh, okay.
Because you were like, because remember, like literally 2 minutes ago, you're like, I separate the professional from the personal, unless it's someone I like. And the thing is, if you're interviewing and you're in spaces with around very attractive, charismatic, influential, successful men, which as guys we know makes a man very attractive, right? As a prospect, even if you don't know him personally, like, you know, you're around attractive, successful men all the time.
Yeah.
You know, you're a young, attractive girl. If 10 of them ask you out, you're going to say yes to probably at least 5.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get that, but I also think I'm loyal. So, like, I would never do that if I was in a relationship.
You may not cheat, but you may a guy could think you would leave your relationship for one of those men if a relationship with one of those guys was on the table. Because that does happen sometimes.
It does happen, yeah. But then if I've given him no reason to not trust me and he knows the type of woman he's with, do you not think he should have faith in me and believe in me and be like, no, she can go to these events, but I know I've got a good woman and I know she would never, ever stray.
I don't think it's that he questions whether you're a good woman. But let's put it this way, for example, right? Relationships go up and down. Yeah? Let's say you're going through a bit of a rough patch.
Yeah.
You're around successful, attractive guys. You're enjoying the attention. You're probably getting attention, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. You enjoy that, right? Let's be honest. People like attention.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then one guy's like, hey, let's go for a drink. He'd be like, you know what? Yeah, I'll just go for a drink. I was going to go home, but I'm going to have a good time. You go for a drink with this celebrity or whatever, right? Who you know is very attractive, very successful. And then it could be like, you start to question the relationship you're in.
Okay.
Because you're like, oh, well, it's this really cool guy. He's like a higher level, blah, 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 right? And he wants me. Maybe I should indulge in that opportunity. Now, I'm not saying you would do that.
Yeah, I hear that.
But I'm saying this is what men think about. Because if I ask you this, like, I'm trying to think, what's a female-dominated industry where the women are very attractive? That's a really hard one. I don't know why porn keeps coming to mind. But I think there's something else. What if...
I know OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Okay, what if you met a guy and he managed girls' OnlyFans, like 50 of them?
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not saying anything. But
you'd be like, okay, he's around hot, sexy girls all the time who are all about putting their sexuality out there.
Yeah.
He's probably, if you look at him, you go, he's a desirable guy by most women's standards. He's probably going to get offers from them.
Right.
Now, that's not saying you don't trust him, but you might not like that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. It would make me feel uncomfortable. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said it wouldn't make me uncomfortable. But I think that's when relationships get tested. Because then I would like look at how he's interacting with those girls.
Yeah.
You know, like if he is at these events with them, is he being a bit too friendly with them? Is he maybe flirting with them? I'm going to be looking out for the red flags.
Sure.
But if he's genuinely just being so professional with them,
What if they're giving him attention, but he's just enjoying receiving the attention?
that would really make me angry. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't be able to control that.
And I think that's what guys think, because they're like, well, they look at you and go, well, guys are going to give you attention, and you have to talk to them as part of your job.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you could even be getting and enjoying attention, and it can be masked as, oh, I'm just being professional.
Yeah.
And I think that's what guys might think about. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but...
So, in your opinion, do you think... Let me ask you this question. So, do you think that men would prefer to be with a woman who maybe isn't in the limelight, or she isn't in that world, that creative world? Because we're in that creative world.
Yes.
But would you prefer to be with someone who's maybe less seen, would you say?
I think most men would prefer that. Yeah, they want to limit the exposure.
I like that honesty though, because they won't say that.
I think it's true though.
Yeah,
but it's. I've had this conversation before. It's like most men have an issue with their girl going on girls' nights out to nightclubs.
Yeah.
Not because she thinks she's going to cheat, but it's like you're surrounded by plenty of guys, some of them may be more attractive than he is. Some of them may be more successful than he is. Some of them may be more compatible for a relationship than you are, who are going to be consistently pursuing you, trying to buy you drinks, have a good time, and they would take you that night. And it's like, okay, I trust her. I just don't want her to be in that environment.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because here's the thing, like, it's not saying that you're a bad person, but no one's perfect. And people can give into temptation, especially if they're intoxicated.
Yeah.
So for me personally, I think most guys would prefer a girl who's not exposed to so many opportunities with men that he could perceive are higher than him.
Okay.
Because everyone has insecurities about stuff, right? Personally, for me, I don't mind, but I'm an actor. I get it.
Yeah.
And also as well, like, I think, I get it. And I think sometimes even a little bit, most people probably disagree with me. I don't mind if she gets attention from other guys. Because I'm like, well, if I find you attractive, other guys are going to.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I don't really get jealous.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
my partner says that as well. He says he doesn't get jealous as well. And I don't quite believe that.
Depends on the mindset. I think mindset.
Because I'm like, I feel like there's been moments where you get jealous. Like,
the way I kind of see it is like, if I'm with a girl and we're out at a bar, and and I don't know, let's say I'm with my friend, she's with her friends, and then guys are trying to talk to her. The way I see it is this: let's say we've been seeing each other for a few months. A guy, if we've been seeing each other for a few months, some random guy on some night is not gonna be a threat to what we have. So I have nothing to worry about.
I like that.
Or if he is a threat to what we have, that we've been seeing each other for several months, spent time together, built intimacy together, and then a random guy can come and turn your head, the sooner I know that, the better.
Yeah, because you're with the wrong person then.
Exactly. Like, you're just not the kind of person for me. So I don't really get jealous.
Yeah, I hear that. Do
you know what I mean?
Let me ask you another question.
Go on.
Okay, going back to the whole men don't really like their women to be exposed too much, not seen too much. What about social media? Let's talk about social media.
Yeah.
What are men's views on girls being quite open on social media? And I'm not saying like taking photos where they're like half naked, but like just having a lot of followers, posting nice photos, maybe getting a lot of comments, attention. What are their views on that?
Depends. I would say depends on I think there's two levels to this.
Okay.
I think depends on the photos a lot of the time, but the truth is, every guy knows that he will never match the validation that 2,000 likes gives a girl on a photo.
Okay.
Like, he can be like, babe, I think you're gorgeous. She's like, thanks so much, babe. But 4,000 people like my photo, and I'm getting 100 comments telling me how I'm gorgeous, and these people don't even know me. They're just doing it from one photo of mine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we all post on social media for validation.
Yeah.
Like, because if you didn't, you wouldn't post it, right? So let's not pretend. But I think and there's nothing wrong with that, because we all do it.
Yeah.
But I think guys see it as, okay, how much attention does she seek out? How much validation does she look for from random people online that she doesn't know?
Okay.
Right? And a guy will go, well, if she is constantly seeking out validation, she's inviting opportunities for men. That's how he sees it.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because a girl who's maybe gorgeous, but let's say her profile is private, it means that she's only posting for people that she knows.
Right.
She's not she's not inviting attention in.
Okay.
So I think that's how the guys see it. Now, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It depends on the person. But yeah, guys, I'll be honest. Like, if I see a girl's photo and almost all of her pics are just half naked pictures, right?
Yeah.
I'd be like, she seeks a lot of attention.
Okay.
And it may not be a deal breaker, but I do have that in mind if I start dating her.
Okay. Let me ask you a question, because I feel like I hear what you're saying, but also what about someone who is using social media not just for the attention, but mainly for work purposes? For example, myself, I'm a journalist, I'm a TV presenter.
Yep.
My agent tells me I have to be posting more. I need to be doing more like Instagram stories. Like,
Yep.
I have to promote myself. I'm using social media as a promotion tool.
Yeah.
Would that change your thinking if the girl was like, for example, someone like me, hardworking journalist, TV presenter, that's her career.
Yeah.
So like she has to have social media. Would that really sort of alter your thinking, or no?
I would say that it definitely makes it more tolerable.
Okay.
It makes, because it's like there's a legitimate professional purpose to this, but it's still the professional can mask maybe the opportunity of attention. So, for example, I have guests on my show.
Yeah.
Most of my guests are women. Most of the guests are attractive women, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that brings eyes on to the show, onto the episode, right? If I'm dating a girl, she's like, I know you do this, but you're always inviting attractive women to your apartment to talk to them.
Oh.
And it's like, she's not wrong. It's true, but this is for a professional purpose, but it could be masters.
Yeah.
Because thing is, like you said, like you could be talking to a guy on red carpet interviewing him, but you're going to be at the same after party. The drinks are going to be flowing. Everyone's having a good time. He's like, I'm only in London for this one night, then I'm flying back to LA. What are you doing later? So I think it makes it more tolerable, but it can still be masked.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I hear
Like
that.
I said to you, for example, so this is a good question. I'm an actor. Sometimes I have to be intimate with a woman I'm playing opposite on stage or on screen. You said you'd have an issue with that if you're married.
Yeah, I would.
Why would you have an issue with that?
Oh God. Well, personally, I feel like I just can't watch my partner being intimate with someone else. I just can't.
So you don't have to watch it, but you know that he's doing it.
I know it's there. It just, something about that doesn't sit well with me.
But it's professional though. He's not doing it because he wants that.
Professional, but there's people who have like gotten married from meeting each other on set. Like, so I don't know.
Or people who've
like,
got married from having an interview with them.
Yeah.
See, the reason why you have an issue
I
with
hear
that
what you're saying.
is the exact same reason guys have an issue.
Yeah, but the difference is like you're like kissing another woman, you're maybe in bed with another woman, whatever you're doing. I'm not doing that. I'm sitting probably opposite a celebrity, interviewing them about their career and nothing else. I'm not like, hey, you single, what are you doing later? Like,
Yeah, but you have to be charming towards them, don't you?
yeah, but
Right. You have to make them feel comfortable, don't you?
I'm quite a friendly person anyway. Like,
Okay, but what I'm saying is you're very charming towards them. You make them feel comfortable. You have to make them like talking to you.
but they also know it's like professional as well, don't they? Because they're actors.
Yeah.
So they're putting on an act as well. We're all kind of putting on a role here.
You're being professional when the cameras are on, sure.
Yeah.
It's when the cameras are turned off. Because
I hear that, yeah.
because
Behind the scenes.
I've had it where I was getting interviewed for one of my films last year. And
Oh,
she
no.
made a pass at me afterwards.
Are you serious? Wow, okay. Interesting.
I won't say what happened next,
Okay.
but it happened.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I've never done that.
Yeah, of course.
But I understand what you mean, and I can see why men have an issue with it, and that's probably why in the past guys were really not okay with what I did. But then, okay, my question is, what if you're not okay with me doing what I do, which is something that earns me a lot of money, and I'm able to take care of myself and live this beautiful life that I live?
Yeah,
Are you willing to look after me?
it's a fair point. It's a fair question.
Can you pay my bills? Can you do
I
all the
agree.
things that I do for myself? Because if you're telling me you're not comfortable with me going out there and working and having this career, are you willing to provide for me?
I think that's very fair. I mean, the argument they would say is, "Oh, just get a different job." Well, you don't have to do that. But
Yeah.
but I
I
agree.
can't do that though. You know,
You can,
creative
everyone can.
people are like, we have to love what we do.
Well, I mean, I know I'm biased, but I mean, at the end of the day, if you have to eat, you have to eat, right? So if you really wanted to, you could get a different job. But
Yeah, I
but
could.
I agree. If a guy met you who's like, I don't like what you're doing, I want you to quit.
Yeah.
If he's gonna put that towards you, then I absolutely agree. He should be able to provide whatever it is that career was providing for you.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Let me ask you, what's one thing you think men get wrong about women?
I think the idea that women just are so money driven and money hungry, because that seems
For
to be the
themselves
thing
or from men?
from men. That all I seem to hear lately is women just want money from us. Women just want money from us. Oh, they're gold diggers. Like I just keep hearing it, and I feel like they get it wrong. Like, women are not looking for like a rich man. They're looking for a provider man. Like, it's not about
What's the
finding. Well, provider man is someone who understands his role. Like, he's fully in his masculine. Doesn't matter if he's like driving a Fiesta or he's driving a Lamborghini, whatever. Like, he is in his masculine and he knows what he has to do to keep that woman. So if he's working hard and he's like getting some form of income, then he knows he should be able to take the woman out. For example, that's bare minimum. You're taking a woman out, you pay for the date.
You say they're not looking for a rich man, but they're looking for a provider man. Surely a rich man is just a incredibly high quality provider. So there's no real difference.
I feel like people think that just because a man is rich, that automatically makes him a high value man. No, because I've met men who are rich and I've not selected them as my partner.
That doesn't mean they're not high value though, just because you didn't choose them.
But it's because they didn't have the qualities that I deem are high value.
I understand that. I agree. Just because a guy has money doesn't mean he's high value.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, money is a reflection of his high value-ness. So there's a big difference in a millionaire who's worked his ass off to be a millionaire and someone who won the lottery.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's not about the money.
Yeah.
But the money is it's a sign of the kind of man he is in a certain aspect of his life. And I think the reason, I agree, women aren't all about money, but the truth is they do care about how much a guy makes. Most women. Yeah. They definitely care.
Yeah.
And that's why guys are like, well, yeah, because here's the thing. It doesn't matter how amazing a character a man is. It doesn't matter. He could have the best personality in the world.
Yeah.
If he hasn't got his shit going on, you're not going on a date with him.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So, and I think the reason there's a bit of a shock that men come into when it comes to the whole thing with having finances and women, because we're told through stories growing up through these films that she will love you for who you are. She'll just love you for your personality. She'll choose you because you're an amazing person. It's not true. Majority of the case, it's not true.
It's not true. It's sad, but it's not true.
And when guys get that shock, they go, fuck these gold diggers.
Yeah.
They're like, why does my money matter if you love me?
Yeah.
Why does my money matter whether you want to connect with me or not? But it does matter.
It does matter. It really does matter. And it's because at the end of the day, women need things in order to feel love, basically. Like, just like men need some things for them to express their love, women need things to express their love. We need emotional security and stability, and then we need financial security and financial stability. That's the only ways we feel safe, and then we can be fully in our feminine energy and be able to express that love that you want from us.
I understand that.
And that sounds really messed up the way I've said that, but it's true.
I understand that. For someone, it's very much the case, and I don't disagree with that. But then the argument is, you already provide the financial for yourself, so why do you need a man to do that for you?
It depends, because, I mean, I don't know. My views are, I don't want to say traditional, because I got a lot of hate for this last time.
Why did you get hate?
Because I said I was a traditional woman, and then people came at me saying, no, you're not a traditional woman because you don't want to submit to a man, blah, blah, blah. But I think what I was trying to say was I would say I'm definitely a modern woman with some traditional values, in the sense that I do expect my man to lead and to protect and to provide. And so, for example, when I get married, I don't really want to be a working mother.
Sure.
That's just my preference. And I know some people might look at me and be like, oh, but why? Why does he have to pay for everything? That's just how I've been raised. And that's...
So I understand that. The argument is that I'm not saying you are,
Yeah.
but this is what we're going to explore.
Okay.
You're traditionals in the ways that benefit you.
I knew that was
So
coming.
it's like you want to receive in a traditional way,
Yeah.
but you only want to give in a contemporary way. You can't have your cake and eat it. So for example, if you're like, I'm traditional where my man pays for my life, fine. But if you want to go somewhere and he says you're not going, you're not going.
Yeah.
You submit to his decisions, you submit to his authority.
Okay.
So in that sense, the next sense is if you're like, I'm traditional that if I go on a date with a guy, he should pick me up, he should pay, and he should drop me home. Cool. And you're like, if we're dating, right? If we're dating for a few months, that's how it's going to be.
Yeah.
Absolutely fine. But then you give him sex whenever he wants. Because that's being traditional. That's the traditional way. This is what I'm saying. So you have to choose.
Yeah.
You
I don't
can't say,
feel like
want all
I'm
the
comfortable with
benefits.
that. No.
And that's my point.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to be like, okay, if I'm going to say I want to receive in a traditional way, you have to be able to give in a traditional way, because there are pros and cons to everything. The pros of being a traditional woman is you are provided for, secured for, and you don't have to stress about the decisions that you make. But it means you submit to his authority, to his decisions. The pros of being a more independent modern woman is you have the freedom to go whatever you want to do. But you can't rely on a man to provide for you.
Why can't there be a balance?
There can be a balance, but like...
Because, for example, you were telling me that I need to submit to this man. Okay, cool. What if
If you're
my
saying
man...
traditional, yeah.
But what if my man decides something that I feel truly in my heart is like morally wrong? Something that he decided and I don't agree with it.
Okay, so part of choosing a leader is trusting their decisions even when you disagree with them.
Okay, I'm going to give you an example. If I was married to a man, right, and, okay, this is quite extreme, but I'm just going to say it. And my son came home one day and he told me that he feels that he's gay.
Yep.
I feel like because I'm a very open-minded person, like the way that I was raised, like even though I'm Moroccan, I grew up here, like I do still have modern views on things. And that's something that as a mother, like I would listen to my son. Like
Sure.
I would not abandon my son. I wouldn't be like, right, you're no longer our son. But my husband is going to do that.
Okay.
What do we do then?
Well, you choose your husband or your son. Because you chose him.
Because
That's
like
something you
I don't
should've-
agree with that.
But that's something you should have known before you married him. So if you didn't know that before, one, that's something that should have been part, because we always vet each other, right?
Yeah.
Are you right for me? Do we have the same values? If you're quite open-minded and you have those values and you chose a man who doesn't, you fucked up. So now you have a son who's gay, you have a father who wants to disown him, you have to choose between your husband or your son. Because you shouldn't have chose that man if that was important to you. And I'd say the same for men.
Yeah.
I'd say the same for men. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Let me ask you another question. What do you think? So it happens a lot where a woman will get involved with a man and he says he doesn't want a relationship, but she stays to try and change his mind. Why do you think women do that?
Okay. Well, I feel like women do that because they want to believe that they can change the man.
Okay.
They want to believe that they are different, that what they bring to that relationship is different, that suddenly they can change this guy's mind just because of her beautiful personality, maybe her looks. Like, I don't want to say it's like an ego thing, but it kind of is. It's like a lot of women feel satisfaction in knowing that they can change a man. Like,
Right.
oh, he used to be a player, but now he's like calmed down.
Where did that notion come from?
I don't know, you know.
I know where it came from.
Go on,
It
tell
came
me.
from films.
Yeah.
Disney films, romantic
Yeah.
films. It's
Disney
like
Channel.
50 Shades of Grey. This unhinged billionaire
Yeah.
doing what he wants, and then she comes and he's changed for her. Like,
Yeah.
she's the only one.
Yeah.
In the real world, that doesn't really happen.
No, it doesn't. And you will end up very upset.
Well, this is what happens. I think girls get really upset because they think they can change him.
And it's really sad. You look back on maybe, because I know girls who have wasted years waiting for a man to change.
Yeah.
He's not going to change. He's only going to change if he wants to change.
100%.
And then you're there and then he picks you.
Yeah.
Like, he's not going to change just because you're there.
Maybe girls play the long game. They're like, well, when he's ready, I'll be here.
Yeah. But I also feel like some girls operate out of fear. Like,
Fear of what?
maybe they just like that scarcity mindset of like, oh, I'm not going to find anyone.
Anyone like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is true. I think also as well, tell me what you think. I think also as well, that's why girls are easier to step over friendships for the man that they want.
Ooh.
Easier than guys.
Oh God,
What
yeah.
do you think? Have you ever done that?
I haven't, no. But I know girls who. Do you mean like they get into a relationship and suddenly they cut all their friends off?
Oh no, I mean like for example, let's say one girl was with a guy, was in a relationship with him for let's say a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then they break up, but then the best friend or one of her girlfriends goes there because she
Yeah.
feels he's an amazing guy.
Yeah. I don't understand why women do this, but again, it is an ego thing. It is like women are really into the guy that is, for example, if there is a guy and he's with a girl and she's very like pretty, very like successful, like she seems like she's really got it, like everything.
Yep.
The girl will literally envy her and they will try to get in there with that guy because they're like, that guy must have something
To get
very
this kind of
valuable. Yeah. That girl is there with him, walking into these places with him. Like I've had it with my partner so many times, like where girls will be giving him some like signals or something, you know, just because they've seen him like with me and they're just like, well, wonder what she's doing with him kind of thing. So I've never done that. I've never been interested in a man who's with another woman. Like that's not attractive to me.
Sure.
But I know why they do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up.
I do think it goes back to what you said. It's the scarcity thing. Like if you find, you know, if as a woman you find the majority of guys is unattractive and not suitable, and you have this one guy who ticks all your boxes, and his ex is your best friend, you might think, this is gonna be my forever person.
Yeah.
Sorry, best friend, I'm gonna have to go for it. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, there is an element of quote unquote pre-selection. You know, they did this experiment in the States. This was like 6-7 years ago, where they recorded a guy where he was just walking, average guy, average Joe, right? Just walking through university campus. They always do it in university campus, and they were asking women, like girls, like, oh, like, what would you rate him out of 10?
Oh, I
His
think I've seen these videos. Yeah.
And they'd be like, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Whatever. Same guy surrounded by 3 attractive women, right? He has not changed. The only thing that has changed is that it looks like he's been pre-selected by high quality women. Then the same women were asked, you know, what do you rate his attractiveness? They all rated him higher.
Yeah.
Purely because of that. And it's almost like it's almost like if you've selected him, like you said, there's something about him that maybe other women don't see. So they're like, I want to find out what that is because maybe I want it too.
Yeah. And they're like, he's got something that, you know, we're finding really hard to find in other guys, basically.
Yes.
So he then suddenly becomes in demand because it's like, okay, well, look at her. Like, she's with him. Oh, my God. Like, he must be loaded. He must be, you know, some successful man. Like,
Must
you
have
know.
that big dick.
Yeah, they start thinking all kinds of things. And, I mean, I don't think I've ever had that thought, you know. I've never really, like, looked at a guy who's with his woman and thought anything, you know. Like... I don't know.
Yeah, I hear that.
I just don't know why. Like, I don't even look at men who are with other women. Like,
Yeah,
maybe we look at
that's
people like, for example, we look at maybe Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yes.
Look at him. And a lot of girls would jump at the chance to be with him because they're like, oh, he treats Georgina so well. She's so lucky. Like, but we don't actually know what he's like.
It's very true.
We don't know. Like, has he been married before or something? I don't even know.
Don't know. It's very true.
Yeah.
You were saying before we started recording, you were like, you've been in a relationship for just over a year, you said?
Yeah.
About a year. And you were like, before that, like, you're happy to be out of the market because it was freaking hell before, right? What was it like? What were some of the things you were like, this was just ridiculous to do?
It was just really bad. I mean, don't get me wrong, I met some people that were just like really genuinely nice just to have conversation with, but they weren't ticking those boxes for me. So they were just more like, oh, I've just had a nice date with you. You seem like a cool person, but you're not going to work for me. But I just felt like the more, well, first of all, like people on dating apps, like it's just a bit, I don't know what the word is, like they're on there for like to boost their ego, maybe pass time. Like I don't really know the percentage of people who are actually really serious on like dating apps. That's quite interesting. We need to find out that. Like,
I think
because I'm not sure anymore. Like,
well, I read the study. I can't remember if this is for men or women or if it was general, but I remember reading something where like 28% of people on dating apps are actually in relationships.
Okay.
And they're just getting their ego.
Yeah.
Or maybe they're looking to cheat. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the dating app, but yeah, it's
but I was on dating apps, like for example, like Muzmatch. Like I tried that. Like
I don't know what Muzmatch is.
It's basically Muslim Tinder, but for more people who are really looking for like a spouse, like more serious marriage.
Yes.
And I thought I would go on that and I would meet like someone so nice and serious and like ticked all my boxes, and boy was I wrong. Like just the people that I was meeting, just really, they were not, without meaning to sound horrible, they were just not matching my energy and what I bring to the table. And I just felt like it wouldn't work with them.
Did you find it was the most, you know, when you said guys weren't ticking your boxes?
Yeah.
Were there like a 2 or 3 boxes that was quite common that you're like, you're not ticking this?
Yeah.
It's hard to find a guy who ticks this particular box.
Yes. Like it was really hard. It was like you would meet someone who's, okay, financially successful. I'm going to say financially successful.
Yeah.
But his personality is just like a cupboard. I'm like, give me something.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I'm going on a date with someone and they have to bring like 3-4 people with them and someone who's like an interpreter.
Right.
And I'm just like, what's going on here? Like,
right.
I've never been on a date with a guy who brought like 3-4 people with him.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you socially awkward? Like, are you just like, you're uncomfortable? Like, you never been on a date with a girl? Like, it was so strange. Like, I don't know. I had like weirdos on my forehead. I swear to God, like, I'm not joking. I used to attract some very strange people. Like, yeah, really, really bizarre. Like, people with anger problems. Like, I went on a date with a guy who like banged his hand on the table when I told him, why should I cook for you? Like,
damn. How old was he? Was he older?
He was like, I think he was like 22. So he wasn't even like older. Wow. It was so bizarre. Like, I've met some characters, basically.
Yeah, that's so funny. What do you think is one thing that, about you that, why do you think you attracted those kind of guys, essentially?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I think back in those days, I was a little bit more, I don't want to say naive, because I don't know if naive's the word, but I wasn't vetting people properly.
Right.
So I was only really looking at things like, okay, height.
Yeah.
Great. Because I'm a tall girl, I'm 6 foot. So that was such an important thing for me back in those days. I was like, okay, I'm going to look for someone who's tall. Great. Oh, he's tall. Perfect. Yeah. Already, he's amazing. And then I'm like, oh, he's good looking. I'm attracted to him. Brilliant. And I never looked at anything else. And like, I remember a friend of mine had told me, Sukaina, you're not asking questions. She was like, you don't ask them questions. You're not like, okay, where do you work? What are you doing for a living? Like, you know, tell me
Would
stuff.
You be okay with gay kids?
Yeah, like I never used to ask questions. And I remember like people at work, even like my friends at work, my old boss used to, sit me down and talk to me about these things. He was like, you're not asking questions. He was like, because you're scared of the answer. That's what my old boss said to me. Shout out to Ludwig. He told me, he was like, you go on these dates and you're so scared of what these guys are going to tell you, because he goes, you just want to believe in that fairy tale and you're just thinking, I want that ring. And he was like, you don't care. You're just like, okay, he's tall. all right, he's from a similar culture to mine.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I'm not asking him questions like, oh, do you believe in like, you know, gay rights? Do you believe in this?
Yeah.
How would you feel if I did this? I wasn't asking these questions because I was terrified. I would just go on a date. I'd sit there. He would just talk for ages and I'd be like, thanks. Like,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until I got a little bit older that I started to realize I'm making poor decisions. Like I'm just going on dates with absolute, sorry to say, weirdos.
Yeah.
Like guys with all kinds of issues. And I'm like, why am I in this position? Like there's a guy like banging his hand on the table. He's clearly got anger problems.
Yeah.
He apologized to me afterwards and was like, I'm really sorry. I'm going to anger management classes. And I was like, my boss sat me
Red
down.
flag.
He was like, Sukaina, we need
Absolutely
to talk. You're meeting some weird people.
Yeah. So what would you say to let's say women who are in that situation where they're going on dates with guys that they're really not clicking with, and they keep finding that every kind of new guy they meet, there's just something a bit off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because you're in a happy relationship right now.
Yeah.
So like, what advice would you give to them to help find the right kind of man?
The advice that I would give is to really ask questions.
Right.
Like, don't be worried about this whole, you know, women just need to be so like playful and like not bring up any difficult conversation. Bring up the difficult conversations. You have not got time to lose. Put it out there. Put your cards on the table. Tell him what you're looking for. Say, look, I'm looking to be in a relationship in 6 months. Is that something you see yourself doing? You're going to find out what type of person he is.
Did you do that with your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, look, this is what I want. I want a ring. I want this. I want that. Are you going to give me this?
Did you ask what he wanted?
Yeah, I was like, you know, what were you looking for? Like, sort of thing. But I feel like with us, it really happened naturally. Like, we met. It was kind of very obvious what we both wanted. Sure. I feel like those are the best relationships where you're kind of both at the similar point in your lives where you're like, yeah, I've been there, like I've dated, I've been on the streets, I'm kind of ready.
Been on the streets,
you know, I'm retired now, I'm off the market.
I'm
like
retired hoe.
Yeah. No.
I'm joking.
But yeah, like I feel like you when you meet the right person, it sounds cliche, but you actually do know. So my advice would be to ask those questions, all those questions. Like my friend right now, she's looking to date, she's actively looking. And I said the same thing to her because she meets some really weird guys as well, like with serious issues. And she was like, I'm sick and tired of it now. So, and she was talking to a guy recently who told her he lives back and forth in London and Dubai.
Right.
And he was kind of being a bit wishy-washy, like he's in Miami, but he's not speaking to her, like not messaging her for 3 days, 3-day replies. I was like, hun, you need to have a conversation with him. And she was like, what? Even before I go on a date? I was like, yeah, you're FaceTiming this guy. You're having FaceTime calls every night, but you're not asking him questions. Before you waste your time and go all the way to London, because she lives in Manchester.
Yeah.
I was like, ask these questions. Like, just ask him. Be like, what are you actually looking for? And when she asked him, she got her answer and she wasn't happy. Yeah. And when she asked him the questions that I told her to ask him, he reacted so badly that that was her answer. So he wasn't looking for anything serious.
What did she ask him? Like, are you looking for a relationship?
Yeah, she was like, are you looking for a relationship? Also, she was like, how would this work? If we met and things went really well with us, would you be willing to leave your life in Dubai and come live here? Or how is it going to work? Are you going to be traveling back and forth to me? Am I going to be traveling back and forth to you? Are you okay to like live here with me if we ever get married? Because obviously she's looking for marriage.
Right.
So it's a bit more...
I'll be honest, I think it's a little bit daunting for a guy. Even if a guy is at a point in his life where he's open to that, it's a little bit daunting if he hasn't even met her and she's like, so when are we getting married?
Yeah.
Like, it's a little bit daunting because here's the issue as well. It can make her come across that she's just looking for marriage. She's not looking for the man.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, because the equivalent of a girl just using a guy for a relationship is the same of a guy just using a girl for sex. It's like, if you're dating a guy and he's only having sexual talk with you, the only time he hangs out with you is when sex is on the table. It makes you go, is he using me? Does he actually want intimacy with me? Or is he just using me for sex? Because I've had it where I've dated a girl and within a couple of weeks, she's like, so are we going to make this a relationship? I'm like, you don't know me. Yeah. How can you want to make this a relationship already when you don't know my dark side, you know, like what my habits are, you don't know, you like what you see and you like the idea of what this could be, but you actually don't know me. So it's like, I think that's the risk, because it can make a guy go, she just wants a relationship.
Yeah.
And she just thinks that I qualify to make a relationship.
But do you know why we do that? Because naturally, as women, we need that security. We need that security. We need to feel safe. We need to feel like this guy is like really going to be with us.
But he doesn't know you. You don't know him. You can't. How can you meet someone within the first 3 weeks, be like, I'll spend the rest of my life with this person, when you've been on 3 dates? Maybe that happens on rare occasions.
I don't know, because I mean, maybe I'm just a bit different, but like I just knew that I was going to be with my partner. Like we like second date, we were like already in a relationship, already planning where we're going to go, what we're going to do.
Sure.
Am I going to meet your family? You're going to meet my family? I don't know. It was just happened so naturally and just felt right. So
Yeah.
I really do think, I hear what you're saying, because I know some guys, they probably do come across girls like that and they think, yeah, she just wants the ring, she just wants to get married. And I do hear that must be really daunting for men. But I also do think we're living in a time right now where it is so hard to meet someone that you're compatible with. It is so, like, dating is difficult. So when you do meet someone and then you do feel like you share similar values, you kind of have a similar vision in life where you guys want to go, like, you know, I feel like you should take that opportunity. Like, why do you want to be single and be dating someone, for example? Not you, but like, why do guys want to take 6 months to make up their mind? Like, I'm thinking, I need time.
Well, because he wants to make sure she's the right one, and we don't know within the first month.
Okay, so
he
wants to make sure she's the right one, but he wants to be intimate with her.
Because girls can play and act.
But he wants to be intimate with her.
Okay, so you know who you said within the second date with you and your boyfriend, you kind of knew that we're going to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
Did you know from the first date that you wanted to have sex with him?
No.
Why not?
No, because like I evaluate.
Did you know from the second date you wanted to have sex with him?
No.
Wait. So you knew you wanted to be in a relationship with him, but you didn't know that you wanted to have sex with him?
No,
from the second date.
I didn't know that I wanted to be in a relationship with him from the second date. No, I knew.
That is what you said, though. Just so you know, you did say that. You're like, from the second date, I knew I was going to be with him.
Okay, let me change that. I knew that we were on the similar page. I had a feeling this guy's serious.
Okay, that's very different to what you said.
Yeah, that's what I mean. As in, I felt that we were on the same page. I didn't feel like not secure or a bit like, oh, he doesn't know what he wants. No, I never felt that. I was so sure everything was so perfect and laid out for me. Whereas women who are with other guys who like tell them, oh, I need 6 months, you know, I still don't know you. I really don't believe in that. It doesn't take 6 months for a guy to know what he wants.
It does take longer for a guy to know if he can invest his future in a woman 100%. Because here's the thing, okay, with your boyfriend, right? You knew you were attracted to him from the first date, yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay, but you didn't know if you want to have sex with him yet.
Yeah.
Right. Guys, if we're attracted to you, we want to have sex with you. So it's like, we don't go, why don't you want to have sex with us straight away if you already know we're attracted to each other? Like, why? Because sex is based on physical attraction and chemistry. But you're like, oh, I know that's there, but I want to wait and see other things.
Yeah. Well,
It's
because
exactly
women
the same
need
thing.
emotional security. They need to feel that emotional connection. Then they're going to feel safe to take it to that next step or whatever.
Okay, but you're talking about, you're saying they need the emotional security for the physical connection.
Yes.
Right? Whereas men can separate that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys can do that. Yeah.
Right. The emotional security from a man to a woman takes longer to establish for him. Takes much longer.
Okay.
Right? Because
how long are we talking?
depends on the man.
Because this guy's making girls wait 1 year, 2 years here.
Okay, personally, I would say anything longer than 6 months, you ain't the one, baby girl. You're not his first choice.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
I would say, right? If he's in a point in his life where he is wanting a relationship, because like I said, I think for guys, timing is very important.
Yeah.
Right? Timing is
Yeah,
key.
I agree with that.
If he's at a point where he's open to a relationship and he's dating you for 6 months, you ain't the one. Right? Depending on how much time you spend together, but we're saying if you're, a day or two a week. But yeah, it takes longer because he has to know that he can. It's about trust. It's about trust, because the truth is, when it comes to, I'm gonna hate for this, but it is true.
Bring it on.
The truth is, when guys get into a monogamous relationship, if he's a desirable guy who has options, he is making a bigger sacrifice to establish that relationship than she is. Because the difference is, when a guy can want to be with you but can still want to have sex with other women. Most guys who have the options do that. When you meet a guy that you want, you don't want to have sex with any other guy.
That's true.
So you being exclusive to him is not a sacrifice. You're naturally doing that. For a guy, it's a sacrifice that he makes. And the time that he's taken is, do I trust her enough to invest my future in her? And is she worth the sacrifice? Because the way men and women show loyalty is different. Men show loyalty by not sleeping with any other woman. Women show loyalty by never leaving the man, by not leaving him for a better option. That's why guys have an issue with your job, because you are exposed to men who could be better options for you.
Wow.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Interesting.
Just a chatting shit, boy.
Interesting.
Do you have any other thing you want to chat about? Anything you want to bring up?
Okay, I want to know why guys why do guys say that they really prefer this like plain Jane, natural looking girl, whatever, but then you'll go down his following list and every single girl he's following is like BBL, lip fillers, like, you know, influencer type baddie girls. Explain that to me.
Because one he wants for sex, the other one he wants for a relationship. It's that simple. He'd have sex with all those girls, but he's not putting a ring on it. I'll tell you that now.
Okay. All right. But then what if he's in a relationship and he's still maybe doing the odd tap here, liking the girls? Because, you know, that's a massive thing for women. We do not like guys liking pictures of other girls. That's a huge thing for us. We see that as almost cheating, I would say. Like, I'm very strict about that.
Okay, so I have a question then. Do you apply the same standard for you getting likes from other guys?
Me getting likes from other guys?
Yeah, do you see that as the same standard?
I'm not entertaining it. For example,
Well, he's not entertaining it. He's just liking their photo.
Why?
But why are you posting online for random strangers to like you? Especially if you're an attractive woman, you know most of those likes are going to be guys.
Yeah, but I'm not posting like I'm not for sale. Like, I'm just
He's
posting.
He's not for sale.
Yeah, but he's going out of his way to like photos of these girls that he doesn't even know. Some of these girls live in Miami, Florida.
Exactly. So why are you threatened by it?
But why? Why? Explain the act of it and why you do it.
Okay. He's going out of his way.
Yeah.
Right? To like other girls' photos.
Yeah.
You're going out of your way to post photos for other guys to like. What's the difference? You are literally on the other side of that coin.
But he's got Instagram and he's posting photos as well. He probably doesn't post as much as me because of my career, but like, say for example, he would post too. Yeah, but and there's girls liking his photos as well. I don't care.
Okay, but are there more thirsty guys and more thirsty girls out there? You know, it's not the same. Here's what it is.
There's something about that really, like, I do feel like that is disrespectful. My man liking photos of girls, that is wrong. That is a dumpable offense for me. That's
pretty savage. I'll tell you exactly what it is. He is giving attention to other women. If you're his woman, you're the woman he should be giving attention to. Yeah. That's why you don't like it.
Yeah.
When girls post themselves sexually online or their beauty online, she is advertising her sexuality where he feels that sexuality should be reserved for me.
Right.
That's why guys have an issue with girls who post scandalous stuff online. Because it's like, you're presenting a sexuality that's supposed to be reserved for me.
Yeah, I
And that's why girls hate when guys like other girls' photos. Because it's like, you're giving attention and validation to some other woman when I'm your woman that you should be giving that to.
Yeah.
I understand why you feel that way. But I'm saying, like, you posting stuff online as a woman for likes from other guys is the exact same thing. You're just the woman in the scenario. Mm-hmm. Because, like, you may not even know it, but there'll be guys who are in relationships liking your photos.
Oh yeah, I know that. Yeah, for
But
sure.
you don't. But you're not like, oh well, because guys are liking my photos in relationships, I'm gonna stop posting. No woman does that.
Yeah.
Because she's on the receiving end of that attention, so it's a positive. But you don't like it if your man gives attention to another woman, which I understand. But I'm saying it's the same thing. You can't be like, I want to post stuff, but you can't like other girls' photos, especially when he's never probably going to meet them.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that, because the way I see it is, yes, he's giving attention to other women, which is why I don't like it. It's also just sending, it's the message he's sending out. That's what I can't get on board with, and that's what I'd struggle with.
What's the message he's
because
sending out?
I know, because the reason why I don't like it is because he is sending a message out to those girls who are going to get that like and be like, oh, he's interested. Because that is essentially what you're doing. When a man sends a like, when guys spam me with likes, they're spamming me because they're trying to get my attention. They're not just like, oh, she's some presenter in London, she looks quite fit. Like, they're spamming me. They're sending me so many likes. Like, hi, notice me. They've probably jumped in the DMs. I haven't looked. Like,
Let me ask you a question.
this is how it goes. Spam, 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 jump in the DMs. So my man, who is in a committed relationship, why are you sending a message to some random girl in Miami telling her, oh, I find you fit? Like, why are you doing that?
Well, if he's spamming her, then I guess that's a bit weird.
Why?
Okay, let me ask you a question. So I've had a look at your Instagram profile.
Okay.
How many photos do you have on there, would you say?
Oh, God, I don't know. Like 400 or something?
How many of them have you posted with your boyfriend?
Yeah, but that's my personal choice.
Hold on, answer the question. How many have you posted with your boyfriend?
Nothing.
None.
But I do post on my story.
Hold on. So you don't have a single photo on your Instagram of you and a man. So when you post beauty on there, it looks like you are advertising to other men that you are available.
Okay.
That's exactly what you just said about a guy liking a girl's photo.
Okay, but what about if he's not posting me?
You could say the same thing. Does he post you?
No.
Okay. Is he private or public?
Very private, low-key person.
So his profile's private?
Yeah, he's private.
Yours is public?
Yeah, he literally has 20 followers or something.
It's not, how many followers do you have?
I don't know how much.
How many followers? You've got like 12.k? 12.5k? Something like that?
I think so, yeah.
It's not even in the same world.
Yeah.
It's not even the same world.
Well, he has access to my Instagram anyway. I have nothing to hide.
Do you have access to his Instagram?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I never asked him.
Okay. What I'm trying to say is, you're like, him liking a girl's photo is him telling her that he's into her and interested and available. You posting photos online. I know I've seen, like, you haven't posted bikini ones, but I'm just saying girls in general.
No, I don't post
Posting
stuff like
beauty, sexy photos online, especially when you don't have a single post with your man, is you advertising to other men that you're available.
that. I hear that. I do.
Because let me ask you this. Do you think the photos you post online, if you post with a boyfriend, do you think they get the same amount of likes?
No.
You know why you're doing it. Let's not joke.
I know. Yeah. I mean, I know why I'm on social media. I have to.
But what I'm saying is,
I've always said this. If I wasn't in this industry, I've always said this. I would not have social media.
Do you post with your girlfriends? Do you have any photos posted with your girlfriends online?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are your girlfriends and not your boyfriend?
That's just a personal choice for me.
Why is that a choice?
Cultural. I would just rather not post until I'm married.
So that's the part of you that's traditional.
Yeah.
Okay, but posting online. Sexy
Well,
photos online is the modern woman.
I said I'm
part.
a modern girl. I'm a modern woman. I'm a modern woman with traditional values. I'm not like I'm not identifying as like traditional. Otherwise, I'd be in a hijab right now.
So that's an example where you're traditional when it benefits you, and you want to receive.
I don't think it's that. I just think it's my views that I've adapted.
Listen, I understand.
Maybe if I was born in Morocco and I was raised there, my mum even said it, like I probably would have had like different views.
Sure.
But I grew up here. I grew up in Essex. Like
I understand that. Look, let's not beat around the bush. Everybody wants the best deal they can get in life. I understand that, right? I'm not hating on you for it, but I'm just saying you're applying one standard here and one standard here. You're applying this standard here when it benefits you, and you're applying this standard here when it doesn't benefit you.
Okay.
Right? And look, if you're happy in a relationship, cool, you do you. But I'm saying like the things that you don't like, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, why do guys have a problem with this? For the exact same reason. It's just how men and women, like in dating, right? Men and women are more the same than different. But the things that are different about us is highlighted and exaggerated when we date. How women get attention from men stereotypically is different to how men get attention. There aren't that many guys out here on OnlyFans making money from their looks.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's just how like guys don't get attention. Like the simplest way for a girl to get attention from men is to be posting sexy stuff online. The best way for guys to get attention from women is to show that they have a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's very different, right? So I'm just saying that it's not like, oh, he can do this, I can do this. It's like you're doing the same thing, but you're doing the woman's version of it and he's doing the man's version of it.
So men believe that it's okay to just like girls' photos. It means nothing. Is that what you're saying? It means absolutely nothing. When you're doing it, you have no emotions. Or are you looking at the phone and you're like, she was quite fit? Like,
well, yeah, he might think she's fit, but do you?
But that's the part that the women have problem with.
That what their man
that the
might
man
find
is
other people
getting
attractive.
Sexual thoughts about another woman, because you guys are visual creatures.
Yeah.
So you're scrolling on your phone, you see some girl, she's looking 10,
Yeah.
like in lingerie, tanned, skin glowing, and you're like, you sitting next to your girlfriend for that split second, you're like, she's actually hot. Like,
Sure.
women don't like that. We
What-
don't want you to have that thought about us. Just
Yeah.
like my boyfriend doesn't want me to have those thoughts about Maluma.
Of course, I get that. In a perfect world,
We need to all be very like,
in
we
a
need to
perfect
try
world,
and
right?
not do that.
In a perfect world, you're the only woman that your man would ever find attractive ever. It doesn't exist. In a perfect world, he is the only man you will ever find attractive ever. Doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
I understand.
You'd be like, women be like, oh, I hate the fact that my man finds other women attractive. Well, then you better not be with any man because he's always going to find other women attractive. But that's not how men show their investment.
Yeah, but I just have a problem knowing that he is looking at that girl and being like, I can't even put my finger on it. It's just there's something off about that for me. And I don't know why, and I know he would have the same thought as well. If I was looking at Maluma and going, oh, he's
But
really
he knows you're
hot.
probably never going to get Maluma. No
Yeah.
offense.
Yeah, but
It's probably not going to happen. Is Maluma married? I actually don't know.
I don't even know, I think he's got a girlfriend,
He's
actually.
got a
Yeah, he's off the
girlfriend.
market now.
He just knows it's probably not going to happen. Okay, here's the thing. I think it's different if he likes a random Insta model,
Yeah.
right? And a very attractive girl that he knows personally. That's different.
Yeah.
Some random person on the internet, you're like, it's a nice photo, she's hot, cool, click. He doesn't even think about that girl past the like. Once he scrolled, she doesn't even exist to him. The girl that he knows personally, she's gonna see that like and be like, oh,
Yeah.
he's been liking all my photos.
Yeah, I'm not okay
If he
with
knows
that.
if he knows her personally, he probably sees her on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, I'm not
On
okay with
that,
that.
I would 100% be like, completely justified if you have an issue with that. 100%. Even if he finds her attractive, it's like, look, babe, I have respect for our relationship because we know her. Don't show her that you like her hot photos. Just don't do it. Completely agree. Random Instagram model that he probably never gonna meet, and he literally forgets about her the moment he's liked it. It's not worth stressing.
It's
over.
also the embarrassment, though. As a woman, it's our ego. Like, it's the embarrassment knowing that I could most probably meet that girl one day. Okay, maybe not the Miami girl, but maybe it's like a London influencer.
Yeah.
I meet influencers all the time. I'm around pretty influencer girls all the time. What if I'm in the bathroom and she's like, "Oh my god, this guy's like my photo. Yeah, he liked my other photo." Like, what if I hear that? Like that, the humiliation, the embarrassment, even this, like when I go on the girl's photo and I see liked by my boyfriend, oh my god, I am ready to just, yeah, okay, you're gonna go through hell.
I understand that.
I do not want to see that.
So let me ask you a question, right? Is it the fact that he finds a girl online attractive, or is it the fact that he publicly shows that he does? Because that's what you're like. When you like a photo, you're probably saying, oh, I like this photo. So is it that he
Yeah.
actually finds her attractive, or is it that he just shows that he does?
I think it's a mixture. Especially when it's a girl that I know looks kind of like me. So then you're like, oh, he's got type. And then you're like, that
He's with
really,
you.
that
If anything, that
annoys
should
me so much.
Would it be worse if it was a girl that wasn't like you?
It usually
like complete
is.
opposite.
It usually is the girl that looks nothing like you, and you're like, I'm brown hair, and you're liking a girl who's got ginger hair. What's going on? But when it's the girl that could kind of have similar features to you, or same look or whatever, I am like fuming because I'm just like, what are you doing? Because then you really like her. Like
No.
that's how it feels to us women. We can't we're not logical. Like we're driven by emotions. So our emotions override everything. And I'm not even thinking like, yeah, you're committed to me, whatever. Like I'm just thinking you have liked this girl. She kind of does look a bit like me.
He's liked
What's
a photo.
going on?
He's not liked her.
You've liked the photo.
It's different.
You're sending a message. You're sending energy.
So here's what I would say. If you can post beautiful, sexy photos on your Instagram, we don't have one single post of your boyfriend, you should definitely be able to tolerate him liking a girl's photo.
When I'm married, I'll post photos. Or when I'm engaged, I'll post the photos.
How would you feel if your fella was an influencer with 100,000 followers and he didn't post one single photo of you?
Yeah, I wouldn't like it.
And you know that a bunch of girls are liking his photos and his posts.
I wouldn't like it, but then I feel like when it comes down to culture and stuff, you're forgiving of it because you're just okay.
So you would
I
forgive
get
it.
it.
You would accept it.
I get it. I'm like I know like Arab men or like they're quite like very low key. Some African men like they're really like different cultures.
There's nothing to do with his culture. It's just a personal choice. He just doesn't.
Oh, if it's a personal choice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But it's exactly the same as you.
No, because mine's not a personal choice.
You just said it was a personal choice.
No.
You said. I said, why didn't you do it? You're like, personal choice.
Oh, like personal because of culture. Like,
I mean,
listen, no man's going on my Instagram until I get the ring. So that's my rule.
Why is it then he goes on?
Because then that's it.
Because if it's to do with your culture, you wouldn't post him at all, would you?
Well, I post him, but I just post him to like my
For 24
close
hours,
friends.
then it's gone.
Close friends, just.
But why would you get in the ring if you do that because of cultural? You want to keep it private.
Yeah.
Why does him becoming a husband now you break that culture?
That's a good question. I don't know. That's just how it's always been, I guess. Like it's like a respect thing. It's like.
I'll be honest with you. Do you know what that sounds like to a lot of men?
What?
It's like, I'm in a relationship, but I'm open to a better option if it comes.
Really?
Once you get the ring, you're like, I've got what I want. I'm happy. I'm not open to it because I've got the marriage. I'm not open to breaking it. If you're like, I don't post it for a relationship, but I
didn't
post.
Think of it like that.
That's what it sounds like to men. If you're like, I don't post you when you're my boyfriend, but I post you when we're married. It's like, when you marry, you've gone, this is who I'm choosing. If you're in a relationship and you won't post, it looks like I'm choosing you for now. Okay. That's what it looks like.
I do understand that, and I never really thought about it like that. I think for me, it's always just been like a cultural thing. But I know people who are nothing to do with culture, but they don't post their boyfriends. Like I know girls who do that.
Well, I don't post girlfriends or whatever. But like I'm an actor, so my Insta page is very, if you look at it, it's like 90% of my work, shows or sets I'm on or whatever. But that's just because I actually just choose to keep my private life private. Okay. And I think I've got one photo on there of me and an ex, and we'd been together for like 2 years, and this was us at a professional. It was a professional shot of us on a red carpet. Okay, so it even looked like, oh, they're just two actors who were just getting a photo. It didn't even look like a coupley thing. But then I'd be the same if she was my wife. I'd be like, I want to keep my private life. I wouldn't be like, oh, you're my wife now, so let me post you.
So would you have the same thought about your girlfriend? Is it okay for your girlfriend to also not post you, but she's like this successful actress and kind of like posing and she doesn't need to post you? No. I
wouldn't say she needs to post me. I would be like, because I understand it, like from a professional standpoint, I understand it. But if she if you got annoyed at me for something else, I don't know, like liking girls' photo. Like I say, if it's a girl that I don't even know.
Have you had girls actually bring that up to you? Like, why did you like this girl's photo?
I've heard that come up a lot in relationships. That's never happened to me.
That's like
But then
big... People break up over that, you know?
They do, and I think it's silly. But I'll be honest, like I'm not out here following a lot of Instagram models. Like it's too distracting. Like I'd rather just get on with what I need to do.
Do you know what? I feel like it...
Like I've actually...
The photo as well. I think it depends on the photo as well. Because I feel like I wouldn't mind him liking a girl holding like a puppy or something like...
But if she's twerking her ass off and he's liking it, like, what the hell you doing, Dave? Why are you liking this photo?
Yeah, it's like, oh, cute. He liked that. Okay.
I get that. It depends if it's like a sexually
yeah,
implying photo.
that's the bit where I'm like, what's going on
So
here?
do you have an issue with your man watching porn? Because that's a lot more explicit.
Yeah.
You know he is definitely
Yeah.
watching for sexual mental gratification.
Yeah.
So that's a lot worse.
I don't think anybody should be watching porn. I think it is really damaging to people's...
Would you be okay if he does it though?
No.
Is it more of an issue than the Instagram thing or less?
On the same length. Same vibe.
So you would break up with a guy if he watched porn? Because you said liking a girl's photo is a break-upable offence.
If he kept doing it and I told him not to and he kept doing it, yeah, I would break up with him. Because you're just like, you're not respecting what I'm saying. I'm telling you that makes me feel uncomfortable, makes me feel some type of way. And I've told you so many times, after a few times, that's it, you don't respect me. I'm out.
But then I guess you'd have to have a conversation. But the
Yeah.
question would be like, why, if he wants to, who are you to stop him?
Well, I think it's damaging. It's damaging to people's like self-esteem because no one actually looks like that.
Right.
It's kind of like, I don't know, I read this quote that like porn is meant to be like rom-coms to women. Like
I said that.
Did you?
I said what porn is to men is what rom-coms are to women.
Yeah, it's like what we think, oh, this is what life's going to be like
So
and
are
what
you
a
going to
relationship.
stop watching romantic comedies then?
I'm not going to stop watching romantic comedies, but like
So how can you ask him to stop watching porn if you know it's the same thing? Because you
I
watch
don't
romantic comedy and be like, fuck, my relationship.
but there's a lot of men that actually don't want to watch it.
No. But you stop watching romantic comedies.
No. I
Why,
like
though?
romantic comedies.
Guys like porn. Because you watch because the exact same thing.
But
You watch that
romantic comedies, there's so many like nice things in romantic comedies.
There is in
They
porn
give you
too.
hope.
Porn gives you...
It's an escapism.
Yeah, so is porn.
Really?
It gives excitement, fun, gives you ideas. Be like, oh, I haven't tried that. I didn't even know that was a thing. Maybe I can try that with my girlfriend. Because you'll watch a
Wow.
romantic comedy and you'll be like, wow, my man doesn't do that for me. Wow, my man doesn't know what I'm thinking before I think it, which is the most outrageous thing. I've literally talked to a girl when she was like, why doesn't he know what I'm thinking before I do? I was like, can you hear yourself? Can you hear yourself? So like what it's true. So
Yeah.
if you had to stop watching porn, sorry, no more Ryan Gosling for you.
Right, Gosling.
It's so funny. What's one more thing you want to ask? You got anything you want us to chat about?
I feel like I want to talk about women not like having a career or like not, because you know this idea that men don't care what a woman does. Is that true? Because I'm confused. I live in a day where people used to tell me that you have to be smart, like otherwise a guy won't respect you, and no one likes a dumb blonde girl, like, you know. But now I'm starting to hear like we're going backwards, and apparently men don't care if you're smart or you're intellectual or anything. Like they just care if you look good. Is that true?
Yes and no. I would say it's true in the sense that you having a successful career does not make you a more attractive prospect,
Okay.
because he's not looking to you to provide.
Yeah.
So how does you having a successful career help him? It doesn't. Him having, if he's providing, when he wins, you win.
Yeah.
If he's successful,
But
that benefits the
what
relationship.
if she's smart, like just mentally, like she's
Yeah.
able to hold conversations with you,
That
like
is
she carries
attractive.
herself well, like
So this is what I would say when I agree, when I say no. It's not that men don't care about it. Men have a different list of priorities. So if a girl's priority is he has to be intelligent, no, let's say has to be ambitious. His priority might be like, and let's say that's top of your list. Ambition may be on the list, but it might be the 8th thing on his list.
yeah.
You might be like, we all care about looks. For guys, it might be like, my top thing is that she has to look good. For
Right.
girls, it might be the 4th thing,
Yeah.
right? So it's a different, his list is in a different order.
Different
his
order.
priority list. Because, no, I would say if a guy is intelligent and he's going to choose her long term, he would want someone, he's not going
Yeah.
to take a girl who's like, just really not intelligent at all. Because
Yeah.
then for him, it's like, that you're just not on the same frequency. But I think it's it's not necessarily a priority. It's not why a guy would choose you. The way I would say it is kind of like choosing friends. Like you have your girlfriends because you love who they are and they add amazing value to your life and you to
Yeah.
theirs, right? But you didn't choose them because they had a successful career. But because now you love and care about them, you do care about their career because you care about their happiness.
Right.
Exact same thing. He's not going to choose you because you have a successful career. That's not
Yeah.
what makes you attractive. But if he does love and care about you, he's going to care that you succeed where you want to succeed.
Okay.
Does that make
it.
sense?
Got it. So what it sounds like is that men are actually a little bit more like they would actually help a woman build herself, whereas women not so much. Like, okay, there are some women that would help a man, like support him and be with him on the come up kind of thing, but not that many women. Whereas men, it sounds like he's willing to like invest that time into the woman and like help her be best version of herself, as long as she has all the other qualities that he wants.
Yeah, I would say...
Imagine you're dating a girl, right? And she ticks all your boxes. Like she's good looking, you vibe well, you know, she has good values, whatever. And the one thing she doesn't have is she has no work ethic. She's basically a bum. You go out, you work hard, you do all these incredible things, you come home, you tell her about your projects, but she like can't even really have these conversations with you. She does nothing.
Does she support me in my endeavors?
She doesn't care.
She doesn't care. Bullshit. Every girl cares.
She's just like, as long as you're paying for my stuff.
But she'll care if I succeed, because if I succeed, then she
Yeah.
does too.
She'll be like, did you make money today? How much money did you make today?
Okay. So if she's just like,
Yeah.
did you make money? How much did you make? If it's so, she's not supporting my career. She's just supporting how much money I make.
Yeah.
Well, I just wouldn't choose that. No,
Okay.
because she is a gold digger.
Right. Okay.
She is.
Okay.
So I
But
wouldn't choose that.
remember, she still has all the other things that you like.
Well, she doesn't have values,
Okay.
so she doesn't. I'd say. It doesn't matter if she's successful or not. Like most women I've dated have been, depending, because half the women I've dated have been older than me. So actually, some women I've dated have been like very wealthy. But I'd say most women I've been involved with are not on the same level as I am. But that wasn't even a thing.
Yeah.
I
What
wasn't
about
like-
the women who were? Did you say that you were with women that were kind of on your level and above you, or were they just below you?
The
older women, were they successful?
Yeah, but I've dated women who are like significantly older before.
Okay.
So
how did that sort of make you feel?
I was treated like the girl. She would pay for everything.
Okay.
I loved it. I had it was a bit of a sugar mama experience.
Oh.
I've only had a couple of those.
So do you think men are okay with the woman earning more than them?
Yeah, well, if she's going to spend it on me, of course.
Really?
But most girls aren't going to spend on the man in the dating phase. No. Like, okay, so
Because
I'm
there's
exposing
a
myself so much right
Go
now.
on.
So like, okay, so one woman I dated, she was about 18 years older than me.
Oh, wow.
She was, I think I was, this was last year, so she's 44.
Okay.
Very wealthy. Whenever we went out, she paid for everything.
Oh, wow.
Hotel, restaurants, everything.
You never paid for anything?
I might have paid for a drink once or twice.
Oh, wow.
But she would spoil me.
And is that because she wanted to do that? Like,
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, let's be honest. Like, we weren't going to get married and have kids.
Yeah.
Like, we both knew we were just enjoying each other's companionship and the sexual aspect of it.
Mm.
But she was like, oh, it's like my toy boy. I was like, yay. I was like, cool.
Love that. Why not?
Girls around my age, even girls under the age of 35, none of them did that. Not even remotely.
Okay. And it did not bother you at all that they were like... Did they even have ambition, though? Did they at least have ambition?
Oh, the girls have dated? Oh,
Yeah.
most of them have, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. But
they
that's
just
not why I
weren't
chose
making
them, though.
the kind of money that maybe you were making, for example.
No, they weren't.
Okay.
Like, okay, so like, you know, I bought this place when I was 24. Most people, women included,
Yeah.
that's not the case.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm going to be like, okay, do you own your own place? Like,
Yeah,
no,
you don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, okay. Interesting.
What is one what do you think is one flaw you have that you need to work on for your relationship? And I'll give one of mine.
I'm stubborn.
Okay, how so?
Extremely stubborn. Like, and I have always been like this, and I do know that I need to change it. Like, since I was a child.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in my family knows me as the stubborn child.
The stubborn one.
I am such a stubborn person. My partner, he's probably watching this right now, he hates it so much. And he's like, you've really got to change that because I hate you and you're stubborn. Like,
What are you the most stubborn about?
I'm just stubborn. Like, I'll never, so bad, but like, I don't say sorry enough, even when I'm in the wrong. And I always like to be right, which is not good.
Would you rather be right or would you rather be happy?
I'd rather be happy. Yeah.
Well, there you
Yeah. I'm getting better though. Like,
Yeah.
I'm, before I used to do the whole silent treatment my whole
The
life.
silent treatment.
Yeah. But like,
Damn.
my silent treatment is 5 working days. So
That's a nice break. I can't lie. 5 days, I don't have to text you all the time. Just sign me up, boy. I'm just joking.
yeah, but I feel like as I gotten older now, I'm starting to, you know, starting to mature. I'm like, no, Sukaina, you have to be an adult. You have to talk, express your feelings, even though you're upset. Tell him how you feel.
I respect that. That awareness is good.
I'm learning, still healing as well. So
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
what about you?
I don't text
I
enough.
love this. You don't text enough. That's why you love the whole 5 working days. Okay.
I'd be like, shit.
Why though? Is that because you're not into texting? You're not a texting person? Like what?
Because if we're gonna have a conversation, let's have a phone call.
Okay.
Let's have a phone call.
Yeah.
So like, it'll happen where, I know, we'll be texting. If this is a fluent conversation, I'll just call them straight away.
I like that though. I
Like,
love phone calls.
why are we doing
old
that?
school.
I'm an in-person kind of guy. It has happened where, but like if you're on holiday, I don't have to. That's happened where like I was seeing a girl and she was on holiday and she was like, "Yo, you're not finding out about what I'm up to and you're not asking stuff." I'm like,
She
but
wants you to text her
but I'm
and
like,
show you care.
I'll ask. It's like it's not that we're not texting at all, but it's
Yeah.
like I'll ask all this and find out when you get back, when we can see each other, and it can be a more fluent thing.
Right.
Like, I don't have to know exactly what you're doing at every moment.
Right.
And plus as well, like, you know, I'm just an in-person kind of guy. Like,
Yeah.
I prefer this,
Okay.
not this.
Okay.
So the least amount I can be on this, the better it is for me. And if we're going to chat, so like this same girl, she got annoyed I wouldn't text her, but we would FaceTime.
Right. So
Do you know what I mean?
I'm just trying to picture. So you would FaceTime, and then what? She wouldn't hear from you for the next 4 or 5 hours.
3 months. Like, no, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh my god.
3-4 hours. No, okay, no. So like, it'd be like, for example, where we'd FaceTime on Monday.
Okay.
Oh, if she texts me, I would always text back within the day.
Okay.
But like, she might text me in the morning, and I might have
the day.
Yeah, I might have rehearsals. I might be on set. I might be shooting something. Like,
You don't have toilet breaks.
it's not that I do, but it's not that I don't. But like, texting. You're a presenter, right? And you're on social media. Your inbox is full of messages all the time,
Yeah.
right? Do you not have a time where you designate time in your day to get back to messages?
Yeah,
Same thing.
but not to my partner.
But then
He gets a message from me quick.
It-
If he calls me on the second ring, I
different.
answer.
If she
Well, I try.
if she rings, I'll always answer
Okay.
because you're calling me for a reason. It could be
Okay.
urgent.
Why not call her though? Like on
Because if
set,
I've
on
only
break,
got 2 minutes,
on break.
On
'Cause
break,
She just wants.
maybe.
The thing is with women, like, okay, we're not asking for much. We just want to know that you're there. You're going to make a bit of effort. Like, for example, if you're on set all day, just drop her a text in the morning and say, hey, by the way, I'm going to be on set for like the next 5-6 hours. If you don't hear from me, you know, I'm just busy, but I'll give you a call later if you're going to be still up or whatever. Like, just effort like that.
okay, but it might be like, oh hey, have a beautiful day, gorgeous. Talk to you in a bit.
Okay. But then she doesn't hear from you until what? The next day?
No, maybe like the evening. Oh, this girl in particular. No, maybe like the evening.
Is this because you're dating people that maybe you're not fully into or you're not too sure about?
No, shall I tell you what it is?
Because I feel like when you're in
Guys-
love and you're so happy with someone,
Yeah.
you want to tell them about any little small thing. Like something just happened. Oh my God, I want to call my boyfriend. He's the same.
But that's what I'm saying. Have phone calls, not
Yeah.
texting all the time.
Yeah, but he wants to text me. We text 24/7.
That's a lot.
I'm at work. I'm texting him. I'm about to go on TV. I'm texting him. He's texting me.
I've got shit to do. I'm too busy. I ain't got time
He's
to be texting.
busy as well. He's
Shall I tell you what it
busy.
is? This is generalization.
I don't get this.
Guys, okay, do you have a best girlfriend who you talk to every day?
I mean, at this age, no.
Okay, but you used
I've
to.
lost that. Yeah, we used to, but not anymore. Like, I don't hear from my friends sometimes 1-2 weeks
Okay,
because we're busy.
yeah. I have found that girls will talk just to talk. They will text just to text. This is what happened this morning. I was getting my coffee and there's this really cute guy in there. Or I got on the train, it's fucking stuffy in here. What you up to, Felicia? Right? Guys, we don't do that. We don't do that. Guys are like, if we're talking, it's because we're talking about a specific topic. Be like, yo, have you seen this? Or it's like, we're arranging to meet.
Really?
Yeah. I will go, like, my best friend, right? He's like a brother to me, right? Our dad's best friends, we're best friends.
Okay.
We've gone 3-4 weeks without sending a single text.
That's
don't need to.
crazy.
We don't need to.
I think my partner would have a heart attack if I didn't speak to him for 2 hours. I swear
Now,
to
here's the thing.
God.
I get, maybe,
He gets really like worried. He'll call me like, "You haven't spoken to me today," and I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'm just about to go in a meeting."
oh, that's different though, because you've developed the habit of talking to each other.
We've always been
regularly.
like that from the start. We
From
kind
the
of
start.
set the tone. We
Fair
were
enough.
so chatty
And
from
maybe
the start.
I think there are some guys who are like that. That is very
Yeah,
true.
he's so chatty, and I love that about him.
Sure.
We have like 5 different topics in one WhatsApp conversation.
That's stressful. Oh my.
No,
gosh.
but we love it. But it's so
That you talk
fun.
about at
He's
the same
throwing ideas
time.
at me, and we're having a debate. We're having a debate
Oh,
over
I love-
feminism.
I love that.
And
That's
we just,
great.
you know,
I love
back
that.
and forth.
Yeah, that's great. That's cool because we're talking about a topic.
Maybe
But
you
if it's
just
just
need to
general
meet the woman
chit-chat.
that's going to stimulate you.
Well, I've definitely, you know, seen a girl where we would have really fun debates,
Okay.
like over text and stuff.
Yeah.
100%.
Okay. Because
But
it
just
sounds
chatting
like when
just to
you're...
chat.
Because when you're talking about this other girl, I'm going to be honest with you. From what you're telling me, it sounds like it's more of a chore for you. Like, you're having to text her. You're like, yeah, well, I could text her. You don't sound like you really want to hear from her.
It's not that. No, it's not that. I find texting in general a chore. I'd rather have a phone call, which is why I have phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, texting is a chore.
I hear that.
Like, because I don't.
Everyone's different.
Yeah, and like, I would just say because some guys like texting all the time, and some guys prefer having phone calls. So like, yeah, I've had it where I'll talk to a girl every day on the phone. If my schedule allowed.
Yeah.
And then sometimes depends what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But listen, it's been a great conversation.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate
Yeah, it's been
you.
so much
We
fun.
appreciate
Thanks for
you
having
coming
me
this
on.
way. Where can we find you for all those guys, thirsty guys who want to like her photos? Where can they find you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Sukaina TV, Sukaina TV. TikTok, Sukaina Louisa. My TikTok is very random, by the way, guys. So like, don't judge me. Like, I'm all over the place, and in my bio it says TikTok is my therapy.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, well, go check her out for sure. Go show her some love. I know her boyfriend might hate it, but go give her some likes and follows anyway. You're a great sport. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
It was a pleasure. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Pow.